come in closer? Come on in, Kent, Donna, everybody, Ted, come on in. Can you get closer than that? So, before we start the actual signing ceremony, I want to introduce a few people who are here today representing Lewis and Clark Community College Foundation and the board. So first of all, Mayor Hanks from Alton, appreciate you being here. We're very supportive. And also from the Lewis and Clark Foundation Board, Carla Teasley's here from American Water. There she is. Yeah, there's a lot of knowledge about this, and has a national research lab in Belleville that they operate, and a very close partner of ours. Allie Ringhausen is here from the Great River Land Trust. Allie, thanks for all your support. And then also Sharon Roberts is here from our foundation board. There's Sharon. Jack Helmskamp, Byron Farrell, Dwight Wertz, who's our Lewis and Clark Community College board member and also a foundation board member. And I think I got everybody on the boards. So it's my pleasure to welcome everyone today here on this really important occasion. Attorney philanthropist John Simmons has made a meaningful gift of a Mississippi River floodplains forested island in Calhoun County to Lewis and Clark Community College's National Great Rivers Research and Education Center. You'll hear more about how the NGRREC terrestrial research program will use the island in a few minutes from Dr. Lyle Guyan, who's our director of terrestrial ecology. I should introduce Lyle. Where's Lyle? Oh, here he is.
Right here.
I always use this. Lyle is our terrestrial ecologist. I'm our extraterrestrial ecologist. Always get to laugh. Lyle's in charge of the study. NGRREC is in charge of the study of large river systems. Their watersheds, the aquatic life, the terrestrial life, and the human dimension, and the workforce skills development for the next generation of environmental scientists, so that the research that we do here will inform policy. With scarce dollars, to do sediment control and navigation issues and sustainability for multiple purposes. Everything we put on this river in terms of the economics of it, really matters. 60% of our agricultural products go down this river, and with the expansion of the Panama Canal, even more than that's going to go down this river. And 46% of the continental United States drains, down the same corridor from the Continental Divide in New York State. So what we do here, our research here, is really important. And so the work that Lyle's going to be doing on Coon Island, some 170 acres, will provide an ideal environment for longitudinal studies of research of this nature. So now it's my pleasure to really introduce Dr. Lyle Guyan. We'll talk about how we're going to use this island and how meaningful it is for the research we're doing here. Lyle?
Hello everyone, I'm Lyle Guyan, the terrestrial ecologist for the National Great Rivers Center here. I more or less manage our terrestrial ecology program. Dale was saying, we're involved with a lot of efforts regarding things like habitat surveys, habitat management, primarily of the terrestrial and mostly forested portions of the floodplain. We do a lot of work with the Corps of Engineers, Fish and Wildlife Service, Natural Resources Conservation Service, state agencies, and even other private NGOs and stakeholders and the like. Our primary goals are again involved with sustainable management, and our research is really involved with ways to more effectively implement methods to ensure the long-term sustainable management of the river system. In some cases that means habitat restoration. It's a big focus of our efforts. In an applied sense, a lot of our work ties in real nicely to efforts to maintain, restore species and habitat diversity, if that's a goal for particular areas. Some parts of the river, not so much. Others, maybe a little bit. Invasive species are a big impact on the terrestrial portions of the floodplain as well as in the water, and we don't have anything quite as charismatic as a giant flying silver carp or something like that, but there's a lot of vines and herbaceous plants out there that are negatively impacting terrestrial habitats, crowding out native species, inhibited tree regrowth and things like that. And so that's certainly one of the efforts we may be involved at with Coon Island after we do a little bit more of a baseline habitat surveys there and figure out what we have to work with. Reintroductions of species diversity in some cases is what a lot of the federal agencies are involved with as well. hard mass species that are supply important food for wildlife species, where they have declined in the river due to long-term changes in hydrology and things of that sort. That's again one of the restoration efforts. So we are real excited to begin working with Coon Island. It'll complement, I think, our efforts quite nicely. As I said, we do a lot of work on public lands, publicly managed lands in the river as well. For example, Maple Island, right across the river, is about a 350-acre floodplain forest area that's owned by the Corps of Engineers, but we have a memorandum of understanding with them to utilize that as a research and demonstration area. Coon Island, as you see, very similar habitat located upriver, will be a really nice complement and parallel, or replicate maybe if you want to talk statistics, to the work we're doing right here at Maple Island. Complementing also the work we're involved with in some of the upland river bluff areas like the Palisades Nature Preserve that we manage in cooperation and partnership with the Great Rivers Land Trust, and Allie's been a great partner in that effort as well. So conservation, for the most part, passive management, ensuring that the habitats that are on this island are being used and maintained in perpetuity for fish and wildlife species that depend on those is paramount, our first and most important goal, and restoration if necessary, and again a nice complement to the work we're doing on other areas like Maple Island here across the river.
Thank you. Thanks, Les. Here's John Simmons, whose philanthropy really resulted in this gift. So, John.
It's quite formal from what I was expecting, but anyway, I'm glad I wore a suit today. So, yeah, I've had this for about 10 years, and actually I need to recognize somebody who's not here. It's Dan Beiser, whose son used to be the curator here, I guess. He's the one who last year said, you ought to talk to Dale about the Coon Island thing. So Dan deserves a lot of credit for this. So, but anyway, I can show you where the deer crossings are and where the duck line should go, and but I think Lyle's going to tell us a lot more about it in a few years. So anyway, I just wish Lewis and Clark and the island the best.
Thanks. We're gonna actually formally sign a document here, so we're gonna do a little signing ceremony. So if you want to, anybody with the cameras want to get in close.
Do we have a notary?
I'm not a notary.
What's the witness? This going to.
That's right. We all can sign. Witness list.
Okay, it's official.
Yay!
It's an official Lewis and Clark pen. We'll let John keep the pen.
Hey, all right.
And then we have a little gift for John. Don't we have the podium here? Well, we're at the confluence of the great rivers. So we had Mississippi mud pottery, do an actual image of the confluence of the rivers here. It has National Great Rivers on the back, and so.
Great. Well, thank you.
For your office.
So when my boys break it, I can do it right back. That's so awesome. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Dale. All righty, I'll do that.
Take care.